An open-air outdoor stadium. Frazier's been in so many hellacious battles over the years. The trilogy with Muhammad Ali, his fights against George Foreman, a true legend. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Can you imagine if he knocks out Joe Frazier?
Ya madre, lo reventó.
Never count out smoking Joe Frazier.
Green Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
How about that time counter shot? And he misses with that straight left. Well done with that counter shot. Nice counter shot. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? Johnny, you would know this better than me, but I would hate fighting someone with this swarmer style. They don't let you breathe. They don't let you get off the ropes. You can't get your offense off. You just got to deal with it.
Swarmers, you can go back in boxing history. When you've seen the best of the best swarmers going, you understand how hard it is. It looks exciting from the outside in. Can you imagine being right in there?
A perfect counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. This is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. Here we go, round two. Who's going to land the first big shot? Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp. Don't be afraid, don't get sucked in. Make him fight, your fight. Show him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to put you off.
Misses with the straight left. You can't make a mistake at the heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Can't score with that right uppercut. Jab not finding its target. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
Todd, I understand what you're saying. You've got to be on this. You've got to be on it. You've got to be a pro. You've got to think right. Concentrate.
Do you believe what we're seeing? You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell. The bell rings and we start the third. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on there. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They exchange punches. Nice counter punch right up the middle. Just when you think they're going to have a lull in the action, we get it heated back up. is who the bigger, stronger fighter is. Let's see if they use it to their advantage.
You cannot beat a good old-fashioned long jab. Nobody can get past that.
This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Threw the straight left, but it won't score. Nice job slipping that left uppercut. When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, we know they've got the advantage so far, but how does this match get turned around?
Dominance without...
Here we go to the fourth round. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, just keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that way.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when he gets you.
What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Punch, counter punch. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. That hook just can't find the target. The perfect counter lands. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. How much cardio was put in for this fight? It may come down to that.
You can't.
Back into the fray here in round 5. How much do they have left in the tank after that last round?
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep yourself? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. The only fear you have with this fighter is has he punched himself out? There's a counter shot. They hit like heavyweights, but they move like middleweights. Truly elite level stuff here.
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in the guess.
Tough to be a judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Smoking Joe may go. What's keeping Joe Frazier on his feet?
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle.
Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Now you start wondering how much work these two fighters get in the gym.
There's a lot on the line here.
Forget about the round. It was a bad round, but we don't care. Go out there and win the next one.
Great work.
On to the 6th round. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you've cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Beautiful counter punch. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
A lot of effort being exerted here. Beautiful counter shot. Good counter punching. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Catch and shoot. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That uppercut doesn't land. He's putting the pedal to the metal, but has to be careful that he doesn't run out of gas. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. I'm worried about these two fighters gassing out.
No le bloquearon ahí, puñeta.
There's the bell for round 7. They let it all hang out in the last round. What do they got left?
What are they doing that now? Are they trying to get an early round? That's a lot of energy players. They did 6 rounds in one. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
That counter shot lands. There's nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, it can be intimidating. It just depends on how confident you are as a fighter.
That left hook misses. Misses with the straight left. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. It's a real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so
Oh, did you see that? Give me just a second here, Johnny. Frazier covering up. He's got nowhere to go. How is Frazier still standing?
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What they do, I'm telling them we're going to the corner. How are they going to get through this?
Good counter punch. That jab misses. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
You can't.
and we enter the 8th round. How much is left in their tank after last round?
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
Generally speaking, you don't watch heavyweights to see a boxing match. You want to see a fist fight.
So one...
Oh, Johnny, out of nowhere, look at this. It's Frazier, and down goes Joe Frazier. Oh, my goodness.
A la pinga.
One more time.
That's lights out.
Internet te jodido, me cago en la madre. Ella madre. Ella, el control está. Espérate, voy a apagarlo. Los botones están mal. Madre. La internet está bien jodido.
They're back on their feet right now, Johnny. Do they go toe for
Mira
toe?
para allá
They
cómo
play
hace.
defense here.
What resilience to be down and to be back up again, to get yourself back into the fight again, to show your fitness and determination. Maximum respect.
Pretty good.
No, ya tengo que empezar.
All
¿No?
right.
Hold it right there.
I'm Todd Grisham, and what a venue. We are live at the Empire Fight Camp. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
Todd, always a pleasure to work with you. Always a pleasure.
It's time now for
Last game con el
Joe
internet.
Frazier. His 3 battles with Muhammad Ali.
Con el internet tratado. ¿Entiendes?
How will these 2 fighters handle
Un poquito arreglado. Porque no estoy haciendo nada de lo que estaba haciendo ahorita.
hellacious battles over the years? The trilogy with Muhammad Ali. His fights against George Foreman.
Al revés. Él me está haciendo lo que él está haciendo.
Nice counter punch right up the middle. You'd like to see someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. Punch, counter punch. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. That hook doesn't score. That counter shot lands. Nice counter. That hook just can't find the target. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Beautiful counter shot. Well done with that counter shot. This fighter brings a barrage of punches. They won't let you breathe. It's like fighting a hornet's nest.
You fight a swarm, you've got to protect everything. The body with the elbows, the head with the forearm. You've got to try and push them off balance because they will just stay in your face.
I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Wow, it's like 2 different leagues.
Come on. Let him back in.
And there's the bell to start round 2. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
This is one of those situations you've just been hurt, you've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp, don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight, your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Nice counter shot. It's all the time. That counter punch caught him clean. The big Ukrainian in big trouble. And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure.
Defense is everything because they got shot once, they know they can get caught again.
Whoa, Johnny, out of nowhere, look at this. Usyk might go down here. What an upset. Usyk couldn't take anymore, and down he goes.
El internet, ¿viste?
Let's see that again in slow motion.
I need to see that again.
At some point, the corner may have to intervene here because this fighter won't stay down.
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heel. Look at it. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. It just takes one more clear shot. A clean one. Then he's out of there.
As we enter the final 10 seconds here, it's probably a round he'd rather forget. Imagine if he knocks out Joe Frazier. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round for sure with the knockdown.
You're being put down, you've got to think right, survive, and then give it back the next round.
Here we go in round 3. Who's going to land the first big shot? He couldn't finish him off in the last round. Let's see what this has in store for us.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to do it.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. When you're fighting a counterpuncher, the feint can be such a good weapon. Pretend you're going to punch, make the counterpuncher throw a punch, and then you counter them.
They have got great ring IQ. Counterpunches are the best.
His stamina is off the charts. A perfect counter shot. Hook misses. When you're facing a longer opponent like this, oh, wait a minute. Are we about to see the end of an era? Are we about to see Joe Frazier get knocked out? Never count out smoking Joe Frazier.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What are you doing? Tell them when you go to the corner. How are they going to get through this?
Do you believe this? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. At this point, you gotta believe. On to the fourth we go. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to lift it. They've got to pop it. They've got to go it now and style it out. Get on the back foot. Jab. Rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
The charts action from both of these fighters. These two were made for each other. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Is he going to punch himself out, though? heavyweight level and not expect to be punished for it. Good counter punch. They're both trying for a knockout. That uppercut just missed. Down goes Joe Frazier.
Oh,
I see
madre.
that again, but from a different angle. Even I'm going to say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ninguna, ¿verdad? Vamos a ver.
Perfect count where this next round is. On to the 5th we go. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They've staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Beautiful counter punch. One punch changes everything in this division. It's the heavyweights.
This can be so frustrating. Being such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combination before you even let one up. That creates frustration. That's when it gets hard.
Nice counter shot. Misses with the straight left. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. He needs to be careful not to punch himself out. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You can hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punches with a chin like that. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Frazier is in trouble again. How much cardio was put in for this fight? On to the 6th round. That 1-minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the lowest place in the world.
How about that time counter shot? The straight right just misses. And he misses with the left uppercut. Catch and shoot. And he scores with the counter. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
They exchange punches. Missing with the left uppercut. Is he going to punch himself out, though? The right hook just missed. The only fear you have with this heavyweight is has he punched himself out? Very close round with 10 seconds to go. You've heard the old phrase, this might come down to who wants it more, but it might come back. And there's the bell for round 7. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Nothing quite like a big heavyweight fight. Everything can change with one punch.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower, calm, because if you panic, you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Is Frazier in trouble? Is this the beginning of the end for this legend? Frazier finally answering back.
Green Days now need...
Gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up. Down goes Frazier. Let's see that again.
Where did that come from?
Yo le voy a matar la liga. No importa. No se la voy a matar. Punto. Como Muhammad. Y para el concierto ayer le tiró all over the place.
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. Then boom, back in the same spot again. It happened once. You got away with it. You can do it again.
Incredible work rate. Those counter punches have to hurt. Total dominance. Hold that thought. Can you imagine? Down goes Frazier. Wow, let's take another look at that.
Si mi internet era bueno, menos mal. La próxima vez que juegue, no YouTube. Porque shit. Y si lo paso, lo subo así. A la verga.
Where's your head at? Where's your energy levels at? It tells you you've got nothing left.
Just misses right up the cup. He got out of the way of that right hook. Joe Frazier is in trouble. Frazier still standing.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the rough place to play.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want, because they want to get you there, they want you to stand there toe to toe with them and have a tail. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to go straight as they set their shots, get out of the way, and they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't win.
This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Smoking Joe may go. Worried about these two fighters gassing out as this fight goes on.
Le tengo la... A veces se la puse roja y no lo llegué a tumbar. El cabrón estaba ahí en el aire, echándose para atrás y para atrás y para atrás. Y este cabrón no se le echa para el frente. Empuja. Epa.
shot.
Cabronao.
They're on their feet, but is this the beginning of the end?
Gotta waste time. Get stuck behind the referee. When he comes close, tie him up. The referee's then gotta...
I gotta stop you here, Johnny, as we pick up the heat. Is this the beginning of the end for this legend? What's keeping Joe Frazier on his feet?
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to yell on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Halfway through the round, and I think he knows he's got a lot of work to do.
Not the best start, but you know what? The cornermen are down doing their job. Get through the round, regroup, right, freshen up, boom. Different tactics.
Holding nothing back here in the round. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. He blocks that jab. Final 10 seconds here, and I think he knows he's won this one.
Por poco se va a coger el desgraciado.
This is the 10th. Got to get the momentum shift coming their way. What can they do here?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh.
Oh my goodness, Johnny! Oh my, the Ukrainian has been rattled. I thought we were going to see the finish there.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely good. I thought there's no way he's going to finish this round. But look at that. Look at the movement. Look at the speed back on it. Like it never happened.
You're a power puncher. You're not as concerned with how many punches. And down goes
Come on.
Alexander. Now that is a massive knockdown. Let's take another look.
I've got to see that again.
Neta.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Cállese la verga ya. Que todo ese drama, eso era el internet. Cabrón. Ya te fuiste.
A knockout victory. That's not a knockout victory. That is somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.
Let's go, baby. Y me ganó, pero le gané con el knockout. ¿Qué pasó, mi amor?